Hi everybody, this is Al Spath, your poker insider. He's back online here on Twitch TV this morning. I'll be broadcasting on HBP pretty soon. I'm just testing out some prototype software here, what the look will look like. There's going to be a few additions. I'm here with Robgag this morning. He's going to be doing his session. We also have Carrie in the house tonight, 2 aisles, and she's going to be asking some questions from time to time if she has one. But it's Rob Gagg's session. He can post. Oh, you missed it.
I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Let's see. I'm trying to get my notes here. Let's see. Rob Gagg has had December 1st, 10 cent, 25 cent table. He was way down, folks. He took a horrendous hit, but he made it back, and he made it plus almost $2 on the session. And you say to yourself, well, $2, Al, you're teaching this guy and he's only winning $2. Listen, the guy was down 30, 35 bucks and made it back. Coming back and not losing a lot of money is just as important as winning money. So you've got to know when you lose, it's got to be a small amount, or when you win, sometimes it's going to be a small amount. You can't win big all the time. And Rob learned a lot from just persevering and coming back that day. Would you say, Rob, that was probably the toughest thing, being on video and taking the hits and not wanting to disappoint either the people that were watching, myself or yourself, in that day?
Absolutely, and that psychological thing there of not disappointing you or myself. Because when I'm doing this, I don't realize till later that people are watching, that this gets live, so it's not that big a deal. But you or myself was big in playing that lesson back. You could hear that in my voice.
So you're gonna wait for the big blind, or you're gonna post?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the big blind.
So who do you? Let's see. Sienna's sitting out, and I got a note on Sienna. Sienna's is horrible and bluffs for $5. That was on the 7th of October. At the end, when she doesn't have anything, sometimes she'll throw out a bluff like a $5 just to try to steal it. But she usually doesn't have anything. Right now she's sitting out. I don't know why, but she'll be back. So Rob, you're gonna have to tell us your cards.
9-4 offsuit.
You left off just where I left off, huh?
Yeah.
You began just where I left off, I should say. Now, what does he do? Hey, check.
I'm going to bet the pot to see where I am.
Yeah. Well, he's sticking around. There you go. That's a double barrel at him. I think that, Rob, if you're going to talk, that's one thing. But if you're not going to talk, you know what you're going to do. For this session, I would prefer that if you hit the pot button or whatever you're going to do in a timing fashion, unless you're trying to make every bet at the 10-second mark or something like that, because I really do think that the faster you put the pressure on somebody, you give them more time, they have an opportunity to maybe figure you out. What are you doing here with the small blind?
I have an ace queen offsuit.
So what's your intention now?
I'm betting the pot.
Okay. Now, if you bet the pot and they don't have it, they're going to go away. If you don't bet the pot and you don't bet at all, and you give them a chance who raise an opportunity to bet, you could get their money in, and then you could check raise them or float and try to do something on the next card. You see what I'm saying?
I understand that, but both Gretcher and Alchemist are both aggressive. I thought that if they had an ace or better, that with the 2 clubs out there, that they may go over so that I could re-raise. I have a 3-5 offsuit on the button, and I'm folding.
Okay. I'm going to go back on that one because I want to get more input, and I want to hear what Lango has to say in the chat too. My impression is there exactly what you said, that they would bet. If they're going to bet and you feel that they have an ace, let them bet with your ace queen, because you're out of position. It makes it easier for you to get their money in the pot and then come over the top. Then they're going to see you out of position to give you the credit for the bigger hand, maybe bigger than the ace queen. If they may have ace king and lay it down to you, whereas if you come out betting, they may come over the top of you with ace king and take your whole stack. So you have an opportunity to take the hand 2 different ways I know it's a gamble with the two clubs, but let's face it. If people are raising pre-flop, usually you don't put them on flush draws. You put them on big cards or pairs. Yes, they can have ace king or ace jack suited and hit the four. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. But there was an ace and 10 of that suit out there, so that leaves king queen and queen jack if you're thinking about big cards and flush draw. So I kind of discount the flush draw when I'm up against two or less opponents and there's been some raises, and then the cards that are out there are two cards in the Broadway zone. That makes sense?
Yep.
Now,
So you're talking about getting more value from just check raising.
I think you get more value in the fact that you get the other people in. There's a lot of people that would say, "Hey, check, just check call," and then, but a lot of times when you check call and they've missed, they won't bet anymore, and you won't get any more money, and then you're giving them free cards and stuff like that. So, I'm not in favor of free cards. With the board at ace 10, you got to figure somebody might have a king queen or a king jack. If it wasn't a big huge raise, that could be suited or not suited. So you got somebody that's on a gut shot, and giving them a free card is not something you want to do.
3-8 offsuit folding.
Okay. Hey, Young Savage is in the house. Noodle the River, Decryptney, and the Lango's still here. I think the Lango's at work, so he must be just listening to this and doing his little thing at. I don't say little. He works in Chicago. He's got a decent job, and he's got triplets to feed. Triplets.
That's not good.
What do you mean that's not good? How old are them triplets now? That's what I want to know. Is how old are those triplets now?
I'd say about 9. I remember when they were born.
9? You say 9? I would say. I'm gonna say 10. I'm gonna say 10 because I think they were born before I moved to Maryland, and I've been here 9 years now.
7-4 offsuit.
Okay. No decision there. Now Sienna's going to get picked up any second. There's, hey, I can read cards, and I can tell when people are going to disappear too. Hey, you had no thoughts then with the 7-4. You were on the button of stealing the blinds.
Nope.
Okay, good. Now, what would it have taken?
I would have liked at least one higher card to steal the blind.
A king or an ace or something like that?
Yes, I'm sorry. A picture card, yes. A color card.
Yeah, a face card, yeah.
Yeah.
A Broadway card. In other words, all the ways of saying it. How about if you had something like 8-7 suited?
I may do that with a suited connectors. It depends, and I'm very fresh at this table. It depends on how the table's going, because some of the draw on that to steal the blind if I get called is not very good. I'm folding a 2-3 offsuit.
Okay. You're playing 5-handed. Got to remember, not only are you playing a wider range of hands, your opponents are playing a wider range of hands. All right? So don't always think of what they have as being huge.
I min raised with Jack here.
Okay. That's the problem when you do that. You get an overcard, but what are you going to do? You're out of position.
I'm raising 2 1/4.
Okay. Now, if he stays, you don't know if he's got the queen. You don't know if he's got the 10-9 for the draw. You don't know if he's got 2 clubs. I don't think the min raise when you're out of position is a good bet there. If you want to limp into him and see if he'll come over the top of you and then re-raise him, that's fine, in my opinion. Or you need to make it enough money to get him in. And then when you follow up on the next hand, whether you have a queen or not, I think you have a better chance of winning the pot. And if he stays, then you know you're completely shut out.
And I folded a queen 10 offsuit under the button there.
Okay. Young Savage. I don't know who Young Savage 5280 is. If you tell me the first name, I'll say hi. Hi, Jerry.
Jack 6 offsuit folding.
A lot of times, if you will just, and Ronster's been doing this lately too, he's been going in and he's acting like he's broadcasting He's shut himself off in the room, and he's acting like he's broadcasting, and he's telling people what he has and what he's going to do, and like people are watching him, and he's not playing hands he shouldn't play because he doesn't want to, like you said before, embarrass himself. So a good training aid to some of you out there that are doing it is do what I'm doing here. Discuss, like, this guy did a min raise here, what it means. This guy did 450. He hasn't been putting money in the pot. He's probably picked up ace king or better. So let's see what coach does here. I think coach, if it was a min raise trap, he would have come over the top. It wasn't. He going away. I think Gecka there had, queens are better for sure.
I have 6-3 suited
Okay.
clubs.
Which can be a very profitable hand in this and in live play as well. You got to get a flop, but if you don't, it's easy to release. That's the beauty of it. It's easy to release. People make mistakes because they get connected to a hand and they think, I got a piece of it. It's going to come true to me. Now that guy, he raised with the king 5? No, he limped in. He limped in. He did limp. He did. You're absolutely correct, Amunda.
I have a king 5 suited, and I'm raising to 150.
Okay. I'd probably do 2. A quick call.
And I caught a 5.
If you get it, that's right. You're not betting that your 5 is best. You're betting that if he calls, you can get a 5 or a king on the next card, but you're really betting he doesn't have a queen.
Correct.
And then he thinks you have a queen. That's what you're really betting on.
Yes, you're exactly right. That was my thought.
Now, Shatton, who just sat down, is from DE. I don't know where.
Denmark.
Okay. Here I was thinking all these people were from Delaware.
9-8 off suited, and I folded.
Yeah, so if it was suited, would you have made a move?
Yes.
Okay. You'd have made a pot-sized bet?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I would have probably went in for $1.50 or $2.
Okay, a little bit more.
Yes. King 5 offsuit, I'm folding.
Yeah, I was at a table with you yesterday. It must have been a 10-cent, 25-cent table. I had pocket 2s, and I limped in, and you were in the blind, and you bet out like $1.50 or $2, and it was heads up, and I folded it.
Is that when you called me a bully?
Nah, that was another hand when you just won after I sat down at the table just to let the other people at the table think you were a bully, even though you were warned. But I wanted to put that in their minds and everything. But I think it was not heads up. There was another guy in it, and the 2 did flop. I would have flopped the set on you and taken your stack. You would have hit top pair, top kicker, but you did right in the bet that you made, and you just priced me out. I think it was I lived for a quarter. You made it $1, and I folded for the 75 cents is what happened.
That yesterday, and I remember the table that we were at together. I'm folding a 7-5 offsuited on this. Wait a
minute. What are you folding?
7-5 offsuit.
How do you know that? How do you know you're going to fold? Well, now you know. But listen, what if these 2 guys would have limped in, and then you have 50 cents for $3.50? You'd have been getting 7-1 on your money, and you might hit it 5-7. You might hit 7-5. You might hit 2 5s or 2 7s. Why not? If you're closing the betting and you're getting 7-1 on your money, why not put the 50 cent in it? It's not going to break you, but you might win a lot of money with it.
And you're right. I would have probably rethought that if everybody limped in.
All right, and then you don't have to continue if you only catch a 5 or a 7, or if you don't catch nothing, or if you catch a gut shot, you don't have to continue. But let's say 6-8 or 6-4 flops, and you have an open end, then you might put another $3 or $4 in because you can win a lot of money. So people can give up on hands too or easily early at seeing that they don't like the cards, but sometimes those cards could turn out to be very profitable in the right situation.
I have a 4-2 offsuit, and I am not defending with this.
That's right. And you also send a signal to him that you're not always going to try to steal, that
right.
You do have some selection process going on. I still haven't found out who Young Savage is, but I'd like him to just introduce himself in the chat if he'd like. So Coach limps and he gets a call from Gek. So we know that Greco probably doesn't have a strong hand here, but he could have like a 9-2, and he would bet there because he hasn't opened in the draw, and he takes it down. So you got to think, what a person might have if they just call or raise.
9 queen offsuit, out of position.
All right. You feel a little more comfortable here today, or do you feel uncomfortable playing at the 25-50?
I would. It's not. I think it's the short table that makes me feel uncomfortable more than the price.
Yeah, I think when you're playing a 10-person table, you have a lot more time to think about things. You can play a different style of poker. Here you really are pressed into the fact that you can't be nitty. You got to play smart poker, but you also have to take a few more chances and play a wider range of hands.
Right, and I'm not to say not comfortable, but that wider range I'm not used to.
Right. If Jerry's still in here, I need you to contact me later today. I'd sure like to get that couple of things done and get you that True Poker affiliate thing done. I had an affiliate over at True Poker with those folks for a long time, but I don't really use it or anything like that. And Jerry's going to help me and has helped me a little bit on my poker instructor's website, and I'd like to transfer it over to him as a gesture of thanks to him, and he can do what he wants with it because it's hard to get an affiliate these days.
I have Jack 9 offsuit.
Okay. Which is not a bad hand. Jack 9 clubs is TJ's, Cloutier's favorite hand, but out of position facing a raise is not a good situation.
No, it's not. And I was just going to say that. You took the words out of my mouth.
Okay. I won't do that anymore either.
Say that again?
I won't do that anymore either.
That's all right.
No. Now you're playing four-handed.
Correct.
Did you notice?
Yes, I said that, but you were talking.
Okay.
Say we're down to four-handed.
So wider range of hands.
Yep.
Ace 8 becomes a bigger hand. What do you have?
Ace queen offsuit.
That's right. You want to get rid of him.
Right. And that's that. I'm sorry. That was my thought. I want to get rid of him. I still had 2 overcards. One of my cards, it wasn't the ace. It was the queen. Was a club. I have 7-2 offsuit.
Go with somebody else in. Good. I owe a Mike, but look how much money. Always look at who comes in, but look at how much money they bring, because they're going to play a certain style, and you have to know that, and you have to know how much they have based on if you're going to set mine. That's not a guy you want to set mine against because he can't pay you off. You want every edge you can get at the table. Every edge, everything, every piece of information you can is an edge. Awareness, whether you're playing live, and Kerry can attest to that, is so critical to knowing who's to your right, who's to your left, who's loose, who's tight, who you can steal from, who's the banger at the table.
Do you have a note on Thumper?
Thumper. I don't have a note on Thumper. I know he plays a lot of 50 Cent 1 and 1 2, but I don't have I've only played him once, and he was pretty active.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. He doesn't play at the lower tables, but he's always got money. That's for sure.
Yeah, I just don't usually put a note unless I really get to see. I don't tend to put notes on people just based on he's in a lot of hands. If I get to see what he's winning with in those hands, then I do it. But if I don't get to see it, I rarely put the note.
I have an ace 2 offsuit.
Okay. You're gonna get $1.75 raise here Usually when he takes his time like this.
Sitting out.
No. Maybe. You got it. Went too far yet. A lot of times he likes to raise when it gets down to, you know, a quarter of the bar there. That's just his style.
I have a Jack 6 offsuit.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm out of position, but I have a new player to my left, so I don't know what he does.
It doesn't matter what he does. Take a look at his money.
And I'm going to fold.
Correct. Why are you going to mix up with someone like that? He re-raises you $2. Then you got to be forced with a lousy hand to call somebody that can't really pay you if you hit your hand.
Correct.
Forget about it. Forget about it.
And I'm folding a King 7 offsuit.
Be reason?
The reason is right now is that I've been the big aggressor at the table since I've sat down, and I don't want to show that I'm trying to steal all the time and somebody come over the top. That's not a good hand to answer afterwards.
Okay. Before you said if you had a king or an ace and you're in that position, you would raise. So I'm going to call you out on that. I think the reason that you don't want to do it is the guy to your left is still Iowa Mike, who's going to do what he just did. And then, in fact, in that last hand, he raised $1 something too. So as long as Iowa Mike is to your left there, you want to make sure that you can call a re-raise because he's going to throw his money around. That's the primary reason that you didn't want to do it.
You're right. It's not, that's what I tried to get out is that it's not, if I raise to get in there and I'm re-raised, it's not a good hand to follow up with.
And the likelihood of the re-raise is because of the short stack. That's the key. That's the key component of it that you need to keep in mind.
Yeah, I would be looking to see if he, because he's playing push or fold at such a short stack, and I would be willing to, think 2 or 3 steps ahead and say he's going to come over the top and shove. Can I play this hand profitably?
And that's what he's doing. And this guy Shatton just sat in for that flop, so he's doing a HUD thing. He's getting stats on people.
So he's just poker track mining, huh?
Correct. I'm going to call. I'm just going to flat call this. I have a 7-9 of spades.
I would have thrown it away.
Really?
Well, or re-raised.
Now, I'm going to float this and see what I get.
I would have bet. He checked. Thumper, the note on Thumper for Noodle the River is that he folds to 3 bets.
Thank you, Noodle.
And Decryptly says the same thing. Folds to 3 bets when he c-bets on dry flops.
I'm going to re-raise. I have ace-ace.
How much?
I want to keep him in. I only
That's right. No, that's right. No, you did the right thing. Now, if he re-raises you, take your time. Because
okay.
he's gonna try to find out what you got.
And I'm going to raise. I'm going to bet 3/4 of the pot because I don't want to slow play this in case he has a queen 10.
I don't think he has a queen 10, but he might have ace king or ace queen and have a draw. Turns out he doesn't have anything. Alchemist now is sitting out. Shatton is in.
I have a king 7 offsuit again.
Okay.
And for the same reason that before, I'm gonna fold.
You got a second reason now too, not because of that raise.
Right,
no, not because of that. Because Shatton's only got $20 too.
I have an ace king suited.
That's a good bet. That's what I would have bet there, $2, and I would have hoped that Iowa Mike came at you all in, or even Shatton. You take that race all day long.
10-2 offsuited, out of position. Horrible cards, horrible position. I have ace of clubs, 4 of hearts. I'm going to fold even though it's 75 cents.
What were your odds?
It was 75 cents.
For three and a
And what
quarter.
was it? How much was in there? $3?
Three and a quarter.
Is that 6-1?
A little over 4-1. But your hand was no good. You were out of position, so I don't have a problem with that. I mean, if it was 6-1, 7-1, you need to slow down and think about it.
I have king 10 offsuit. That was 4.
That's a tough hold there, because you don't know what this guy's playing, and that could have been very well a better hand than him. But because you're fighting 5-handed, yeah, we know how Alchemist multi-tables. He also is one of those guys that adds money to his stack.
Yes, he does.
And I think this guy bet $2. Yep. Iowa Mike's got to go all in or fold here. If he's got any draw, he would probably go all in. He's gone. 4-handed.
Yep.
Comes somebody. Maybe it's the Cripney.
That's not good.
Oh yeah, come on, the Cripney, get in the table. Come on, Noodle, get in the table. We don't care.
I have ace 7 offsuit, but it's 4-handed, so it raises that up to about an ace 10, ace jack.
There you go. Folks, getting into Rob's mind and having him say things out loud is not only reinforcing it in his mind, but it's telling you what he's thinking about and how he is advanced. What do you have here, Rob? Maybe an ace jack?
No, I have a king 8 suited.
It's not a bad flop for you then.
Nope.
Noodle River says he doesn't play Alchemist in many hands because he only plays good hands. So that's good to know. He's the nitty knit.
I have jack 5 offsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm in the big blind, but it's not going to be worth it to call this.
Right.
I have queen 7 offsuit.
Okay. Hey, welcome ZB and Young Savage and Poker MJ23 and Nico Source. Tell us something about yourself. So our first name in the chat room. What do you have here? You got 4 players?
I have 4 players, and I had a 7-5 offsuit, and I didn't feel comfortable with that.
Right. I'll ask you fellas, ladies that join the chat to just click on my name and follow me so you get notifications when I go live. And I'm also going to be going live on Heartbeat Poker. So follow me there and get your announcements of Heartbeat Poker on Twitch as well. Just click on my name.
I folded a 10-2 offsuit. Now, Carrie, you still there?
She may have been.
Yes, I am. I'm still here.
Okay.
Feel free to chime in if you have anything to say on what I'm doing here.
Right, I have. You guys are saying pretty much everything, so it's good.
Now, Thumper's out, so you're down to 3-handed now. Noodle the River says he's at Kroger, so he can't jump on the table. What do you got?
8-9 offsuit.
Oh, that's a good call. He min raised you. Take a shot back at him like you hit something, and if he doesn't have anything, he goes away. If he stays, comes back, you know exactly where you're at.
Right. And that's why I raised. He doesn't know where I am right now.
Yeah. Another way of doing it is check raising him. Now he does have it, so he's telling you that.
But I'm folding just to let you know.
Yep. And on HBP now, there's a new HUD working. It's called Conver 3 RTM 3, and Decryptney's going to tell me more about that, so I can plug it for him on some of my broadcasts if he wants me to.
I have Jack 5 suited. Right now, and I know this is against everything, I'm just going to flat this to see where he's so small if he comes over the top.
I would have bet the dollar.
Instead of the 75?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I debated that, Al.
Yeah, I understand. Now, there's somebody coming in, but I was going to say, if someone don't come in, it's Sienna, who's the one. Oh, and there comes some more people. Good. I was going to say, we can just end this particular session, but now you got a full table. You're okay. I think we've been. Pardon me?
Tell me the name of the HUD, Al.
The name of what?
Name of the HUD.
The HUD is, Decryptney is the guy that has it. It's CONV, it's in the chat, CONV3 RTM3. And it works here on Full Flush. And I think you can ask Drush about it. Now, 2 more guys sat out. See if she posts. What do you have?
I have Ace 8 of diamonds.
A little bit too small of a raise. Too small. Too big. My opinion, that was a little big there.
Okay.
I know it's coordinated kind of flop, and now we got back to 3 again. See if somebody else comes back in. What do you have?
I have Queen 3 offsuit. King 6 offsuit.
Okay.
Now, I have the king. If I check, they're going to think I have the king.
Right. Correct.
So I put half a pot bet out there as a feeler to see if they had the king. She answered, I'm going to do the same thing, only half a pot for the same reason.
Yeah, I don't think she has the king.
Now I have a full house.
Now you can get her one way or the other here. Hey Jerry. Hey Jerry, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. He's got a full house here with King 6. If you're watching live at the table, he bet 350.
Hoping she goes over the top that she's got the king because I haven't played that king a lot.
I would have probably checked and gave her the chance to try to bluff it. Remember my first thing about you? She likes to bluff at the end. So I would have given her the full opportunity to put money in that pot. Make sense?
What do you think if you overbet the pot?
Well,
and Jerry, I almost did that. That was I thought of that. Is overbetting that in making that I was super strong, that I was bluffing.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Either way, you could do that. I would think if you overbet, you think.
But you want to get value out of your full house. The only way to get value is to make a small bet and hope they go over the top. You're thinking it's a weak bet, or to check like you missed, and give them the opportunity. It would have been really good if there was like a straight or a flush combination out there so she could really bluff it. But in her case, you forgot to listen to my comment early on. She bluffs at the end, and you didn't give her a chance to bluff.
Got you.
Okay. That's okay though, Rob. You made money. I think with
6.
Jerry's, I'm hearing some kind of a feedback.
On mine?
Yeah, just mute your mic for just a second, Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely Jerry. It's coming. I don't know why, but it's a background noise. He'll hear it if he watches the video. Whatever.
Is it gone now?
It's lower, but it's still there.
No, it's still there. It sounds like a vacuum.
It's not a vacuum cleaner low in the background or a river running.
Okay.
It's
Hold
like
on.
maybe a fan that's on or something like
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Give me a second.
that. It's gone now. Don't worry, Rob. If you don't have anything, if you have something to interrupt us, if you don't have anything, we know you're folding nothing.
Okay. And that's fine. And I'm folding Jack 9 offsuit.
Yes. So the goal here is to really get Sienna's money more than anybody else's money because she's the easiest target, and now she's gone. So again, play it for a couple seconds, see if anybody comes in. If they don't, then we'll just end this session, and whatever time you got left, we'll do off camera.
Not sure if you guys can still hear it.
And I don't think so. Rob, what do you got? Okay, your phone. Do you want to sit out, Rob?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So let me end this session, and but you guys stay on the Skype if you wouldn't mind. This is Al Spath with Robgag here. This is the second session, which was $11.13 profitable. But more than anything else, he got an education here. He learned a few things. He tried a few things. He'll play the tape back later on, and he'll hear some other comments that were made, and he made a profit, and now he feels a little bit more comfortable with this, and he's got to venture into this table every now and then and get his feet wet while his bankroll's up. And if he starts to lose some bankroll, he goes back down to 10 cent 25, regains his balance and his bankroll, and then comes back up to where he can do a full session at 25.50. So I'd like to thank everybody for listening in today, and there's going to be a little bit of a delay on this, but we're going to jump off right now. But those on Skype, please stay on because we can still talk. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you so much.